Hello, welcome to Words, Words, Words. My name is Bill, and today I have a little book haul to share with you. Now, I live in south central Wisconsin, and the other day I took a trip up to Door County. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, Door County is located at the tip of the peninsula that juts out into Lake Michigan. It is the tip of the thumb of the mitten shape of Wisconsin. Now that is one of the premier tourist and vacation destinations in the state. It is known as the Cape Cod of the Midwest because of the miles of shoreline on the bay side and the Lake Michigan side. It's got lighthouses, shipwrecks, plenty of scenic state parks, there's restaurants. It's just a lovely place to be. And I have been fortunate enough to work there a couple of summers over the years, and like anyone who spends pretty much any amount of time there, I have fallen in love with the place. I like to go back every now and again and revisit my old haunts and just see some of the sights. So this last time I went, just the other day, I knew that I wanted to stop at a certain bookstore in the search of some very specific books. Now, on one past trip years ago, I found this book right here, Death Stalks Door County. This is by Patricia Skalka. It features her recurring character, Dave Kubiak, who is a former Chicago homicide detective who relocates to Door County and becomes a park ranger, but then people start dying and he has to deal with it. Got this book years ago, still have not read it, as so often happens. But also, recently, I got it in my head that I wanted to get the rest of the books in the series. So I stopped by Novel Bay Booksellers in Sturgeon Bay, knowing they would have the books I was looking for, and they did. That's where I got that first book as well, and they had the rest of the series, which continues on with Death at Gills Rock, Gills Rock being a small town at the very northern tip of the peninsula. It goes on with Death in Cold Water, Death Rides the Ferry, Death by the Bay, Death Washes Ashore, and the series wraps up with one called Death Casts a Shadow. Now, it strikes me that there is kind of a theme developing in the titles of these books. I can't quite put my finger on it, though. Interesting. Okay, now I can't wait to get into this series. It sounds like something that is right up my alley. Murder mysteries, a setting that I'm very familiar with. Right now, those books were found in the store in a section that was devoted to Wisconsin set books, Wisconsin authors. And there were others that caught my eye, and I actually picked up a couple of those. Here is the first one. It is called Mouse in the Box by Lewis Allen. Now, Lewis Allen is just a pen name for a couple of writers, one of whom is a criminal defense attorney like the main character of this novel. This book is set in Milwaukee, and it's a legal thriller that has crooked cops, corruption, racial tension, violence, and murder. It sounds very promising. I can't wait to get into that one. And then, in a radical shift of tone, I also found this book right here. It is called Wisconsin Vamp by Scott Burtness. And this is a horror comedy. It is the first book in a trilogy that features various kinds of monsters having various kinds of adventures in Wisconsin. Here we have a vampire bowling. That's a very Wisconsin thing for a vampire to be doing. So I can't wait to get into that as well. As I work my way through all of this local flavor, maybe I'll share my thoughts along the way, and hopefully you'll be there as well. I thank you for watching this book haul, and I will catch you next time. So long.